hello.
Hello and good evening. Welcome to Flory Models, live with you from 7 o'clock till God knows when on the 13th of June 2020. Trust you're all doing very well. We are live across all the airways. Usual thing, people, very, very informal on a Saturday night. As you know, we try and do a little bit of work, fiddle around, but if you've got any questions, things like that, please feel free to post them up. It's all right, Matt's just been stolen away. His phone went off dead at 7.
Can I just say, me Harry Potter invisibility cloak's just turned up apparently.
Oh, is it?
That's brilliant.
I don't know, but that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be something for Father's Day, and that's what's in the box.
Great.
I might go and get it and put it on.
Yeah, I would.
See if it works.
With the power of editing here, it's all right. I can make it look like that. Right, okay. So, yes, good evening. It is very informal, so apologies for any of the bad language, off-topic things we get talking about, anything else like that tends to happen on this show. If you've got any questions, please feel free to post them up. We don't normally have a Q&A on a Friday, so on a Saturday night, we tend to just answer them as we go through, so feel free to post up. Usual thing, if we don't answer your question, please post them up again. It's nothing personal, but obviously the live streams move so quickly. We have got some other ones already that some of you guys have posted up, the members in the actual forum as well, so if you've got anything like that, guys, if you are in there, please post up in there and we'll answer your questions like that. Good afternoon, evening, morning, depending where you are in the world, to everybody who's with us. I haven't even got this on. Hold on, let me turn that on and then online. There we go. So hello for everyone. Phil's got a black nose. I do, yes, it's still black. It's slowly shrinking though because I keep sanding it. So it's getting less and less now. So yes, that one's going along quite well. Good evening to everybody in there. We've got lots of Allens. There's a few Andys, and Archie, and Arthur, and Chris. Dan's, Edwards, loads and loads and loads of you down all there in chat as well. So usual thing, as I say, just enjoy yourself, grab yourself a drink and have a little bit of fun. So guys, quick whiz round the old room. How's it going? Matt, how's things?
All right, thank you. Yeah, very well. All good. Bit of work this morning, and I'm going in tomorrow, so things to do, stock to do. As me and you know, we were doing that, weren't we?
Yes,
and
we were restocking paints this morning. So
we were, and then I'm going to do a bit on this, I think, tonight. My floors fell out. Might do a bit on this, what I've been doing as well.
Yes.
So we'll see how it pans out tonight, but yeah, I'm going to really concentrate. I want to get this done, I think, now. So.
Yes. Just tell people who haven't seen before what you're working on. What is it? Whose is it?
That's the mini art pub, German pub, and that is, well, you know all about that. It's a resurrection from
it is.
A while ago. So it's Tamiya's Stuart tank.
Stuart tank, yeah.
She was knocking around the shop for ages. So I thought, well, I'll drag it back and give it a go and finish it off. And then here's a little doo-doo.
Very nice. Little commander.
Top. Yeah. So just something to play with in between doing this building and other bits for my base.
Very nice, cool job. And John, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Busy day.
Yeah.
You've been to work this morning?
Been working today, like Andy, so
very nice.
Managed to avoid the rain, so I didn't get wet.
Very good.
Didn't like that.
Is the post office getting back to normal now a little bit?
Yeah, back to normal deliveries today.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but it's still not normal. Every day's still like Christmas. In fact, we're looking forward to Christmas because it might be quieter this year.
Yeah, it might be. I doubt it. It will still be silly season. Anyway, Dad to Nathan. How are you doing, Nathan?
All right. I've not been at work today.
No.
It's sunshine up here in the northwest.
I was going to say, you've had a nice day up there today. Just down here. Usual thing.
Been good. Been good.
Very nice indeed. And you're getting on there with your F16?
Yeah, I'll be putting some dark dirt wash on this tonight. It's all ready for a panel line wash. No idea how weathered F16s get, so I'll keep it light, I think.
Well, Chilean, isn't it? I don't know. Don't know anything about this, to be honest. What block is it? Do we know what block F16 that is?
It is a block 52.
All right.
Oh, big. 50 or 52. 52 on the box.
Very nice. Very cool indeed. Very good. Okay, and Mr. Andy, how are you?
Fine, thanks. It's been gorgeous weather up here today. Really, really warm this afternoon. Beautiful. And I'm carrying on with my 262. You're putting a landing gear wash on the inside of the undercarriage, but I think it's gone off. It's proper gritty and gloopy and horrible. but I've still
Do you know
used
what?
it.
Mine did that.
And mine.
Mine did
Yeah,
exactly the
mine's
same
gone like
thing.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
something's weird gone on with it, so that'll be going in the bin, I think.
You need some Starship filth.
I've
Yeah,
got Starship.
Move away from buying those pre-bought ones and make your own.
Yeah. It's fair. I mean, it's a good few years old. I mean, you can tell by the state of the thing. It's
Yeah.
wrecked, but yeah, it's definitely gone off.
The funny thing is, though, it's enamel paint, and yet umbral paint don't go off for toffee. So why should that go off? Because it's only enamel paint with thinners, isn't it? It's weird how it does gritty, but a lot of mine have up on there, to be honest. One wash, which I can't think which it is, will not come off.
Yeah,
You put it on and it just won't come off.
I've struggled with this, to be honest with you. I've had to really thin it with enamel thinners to try and
Yeah.
get it off.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not
I've
nice
made
at
the
all.
old up now with Starship Filth. Got an empty old Tamiya paint jar, cleaned it up and made a mix up with that.
To be fair, I've got a shadow brown that I've mixed up just for doing general stuff. But yeah, it was just there in front of me. I picked it up and started using it, but it's horrible. Not nice at all.
Yeah.
Not nice. Okie dokie. And what you working on? The 262 at the moment still?
Yeah, 262 still. So front end's back into shape ish. Needs a little bit more rescribing, I've noticed, but yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. Considering I thought I'd butchered it completely.
Yes.
Yeah, don't look too bad. Quite looking forward to getting into the paint stage because it's a quick build and should be able to get onto it quite quick. So hopefully tonight get it buttoned up and get the wings and bits and bobs on and shouldn't be far off ready to paint.
Very nice. Very cool. Be good, that one. As for me, as you say, I'm probably going to be doing a bit more sanding and bits and pieces on this guy. So obviously this is our redone VC10. Really want to do is get it as good as I possibly can, get a coat of primer on it, and then we can move along so we can get it rescribed, bit of riveting work on it, but a lot of it is all the detail, like the strengthening plates and the various things onto this one. So do it before the wings go on, clearly, because with the wings on, this thing is massive. And then at the same time, what I've been doing a little bit this afternoon is just popping along with this. So as you can see, the B17 is pretty much masked up now, ready for primer. I've popped around and we've put all the windows in, but they are not properly in, if that makes sense. They're either been put in there with a little bit of mask oil just to hold them in place, and then there's a couple of them which weren't really happy staying on there, like the nose, it's a bit too big. So I've actually just PVA glued that in place, but tacked it. So it's not fully done, but as you can see, we've got foam in all the holes and things like that. But we went around and also we've tidied up, if I can just do a closer camera. We've tidied up this back area, so we've re-scribed, re-riveted, and the same around the front. So it's re-scribed, re-riveted, all in those areas down in there now. So hopefully that's looking pretty good, all ready to go. I've been playing around with the guns and the gun mounts and stuff like that as well. So obviously we had to fit this little guy in the back here. Again, it's one of those, it's a little bit fiddly putting that in, but you just have to get the alignment right. Once it's in, this top window falls in, no problem at all. So that one really now, to be honest with you, is just ready for priming. So we get some primer on it, we can make sure, seam check it. If we're happy from that, then what we'll do, we'll come in with some gloss black, going to gloss black the entire thing, have a good look at it. If we're all happy and we've got nothing on there, no nasties or anything else like that, we can actually start going on the metalwork. So metalwork for me, it's probably going to be using extreme metals as well as Tamiya. So for the panels and the various other items which aren't metal on this one, but it is going to be shiny because it is going to be known as Flory Girl because it's going to have the Flory logo onto it. And we're going to do it all very posh and nice and everything. So it will be geared down, everything open, things like that. So it's powered down on the ground as well. But yes, looking nice. In a minute, I don't know if I'll do it on air because I don't know if I'm that brave, but the guns are in here. The reason for that is that the guns are on the other side. So, but it's all a loose fit. So I should be able to pull the barrels out because otherwise they're going to get snapped off. But I put them in like that so the barrels are lining up with the guns because there's no point having the gun pointed that way and the barrels like that. So to make it, I've gone right the way through and it's in there. So hopefully I'll be able to pull the barrels out and then it can be painted, weathered, all the rest of it. Last touches, the barrels will go back in, hopefully the same holes, and it won't push the gun out on the other side. Otherwise it means we've got to take the clear part out again and do it again. But again, those ones have only been tacked in as well with very, very small amounts of PVA glue, just so in case it has to come out, I can get it out and do it like that. So that's the plan with that one. So yes, good job. So we have got, go on.
Got in chat talking about the VC10, and Chris is saying that he never flew on because the engines were on tail section, it was quite hard aircraft to fly in, and all the seats faced rearwards. Never got a chance of flying one, only a TriStar. Did the TriStar have rear facing seats as well?
Would have been in the RAF service, wouldn't it?
I was going to say, in RAF service, they have the seats the other way round. I know the VC10 did, and I think I've got a feeling the TriStar did as well.
Right, because whatever I've been in, which was not obviously in the RAF, that had got the seats the wrong way around, so possibly I went in a VC10. I didn't really take any notes at the time.
No,
So it's amazing, really, because I think the VC10 still does hold. I know we said it before, but it holds the speed record, doesn't it? For it's still the fastest non-supersonic airliner.
No, Chris said that the TriStar got forward-facing seats. Yeah, so it was only the VC10. So I've been in a BC10, VC10, whatever it is, right? Yeah, I've been in one of them. Cool. Nice to know.
I must admit, I like going in the one they've got at Brooklands, which is the Sultan of somewhere or other. It's a private one, and it's all very much 70s, 80s chic, you know. Right. So got a massive bed in it and all the things like that. It's actually quite a cool one. But that's their one there that was donated. But yeah, it's the Sultan of, I can't remember somewhere. It's his own personal one. But yeah, some very nice stuff inside that. It's very posh. Right, okay, if we go like that so you guys can see, because Matt's quite interesting, because Matt's spraying at the moment. Okay, so a couple of questions. We whip through these and then we can do a bit and then we can do the things in chats as well and stuff like that. So first of all, David is saying, hi Phil, trying to follow your Fortress build with my 172nd Fortress. The floor has worked out really well, thanks. I used Posca pens, arrived today, and tried them on the pipework Silver Disaster. Hold on, there we go. Sorry about the noise in the background, that's just the dog eating a bone. It's just flowed everywhere, oh dear. That's unusual, I must admit. Lots of silver came out and it's flowed over the pipe, so I was trying to wipe it away vertical with the pipes and it's left on top. I was using the 0.7. Because obviously they do two types of pens. They do two types of nibs. Hold on, let me find the nibs. Let me get mine just to make sure. See if we've got the right one. So what we're talking about is, let's go here and then we'll go here, is these. So you get the one and it's like a ballpoint nib. You can see that in there. Works the same way, but also you get the other ones and they have a more of a fibrous, it's more like a felt tip as well. And these technically are both 0.7, you see, because obviously that's 0.7. And then that one there is a 0.7. So you do get them with two types of tips. So the question is, which one was it? Was it the pen type one? Which shouldn't be a problem. But to be honest with you, I've used it on both and I've gone down to some very, very small stuff, because you would have seen it when I did the other bits, when I did all my wiring and stuff in there, and I didn't have it flood out. I'm just wondering, perhaps it suddenly dumped a load out on you. If it is a new pen, has it been properly mixed up as well? Have you given it a really good shake to get it going? So that may be a thing as well, just to make sure it's all good. Was it because I applied it over a gloss coat? Would a matte have reduced the flow? It was 1/72nd, and was it too ambitious for this technique, or just because I'm crap? To be honest with you, I think at the end of the day, it may be just one of those ones where it comes with a little bit of practice and all the rest of it. I'm surprised it's come out as heavy as it has, because that looks like it's come out really, really a lot. And I must admit, mine, if anything, I struggle to get it out rather than getting too much. So perhaps it may be a case of just giving it a damn good mix, run the pen for a little bit, and then clean off the nib and try it again. But also, is it like the pen nib or is it more like the felt tip nib? That may be a thing as well. Okay, so Keith says, hold on, let's put it back on the guide so they can see. There we go. What method do you use to completely remove a wrongly positioned roundel decal on a pledge covered fuselage surface? To be honest with you, I normally dig at it a little bit. So what I tend to do is, where are we? There we go. What I tend to do is flood it with water all over the top, and then I would just poke at it with a brush underneath. As soon as you can get any type of water underneath the decal, chances are it will lift it off again. As long as you haven't used setting solutions and stuff like that. But even if you have done, it shouldn't really be a problem. You should be able to get in there and get it off as well. But many a time I've managed to save a decal by getting a bit of water under it, and as soon as you can get under it and use a brush, and you know, I tend to use, where's my bigger brushes? These big ones like these with long bristles, and you're sort of poking at it underneath and try and get the water underneath it. Then once you can get it along, you can actually start working around the edge of the decal, and normally all of a sudden they just release and you can sort of reposition and put them down again. But I've done it after they've been on there a couple of days and never really had a problem. What do you guys think?
Very similar. A flat-headed brush, just kind of pushing at the edges, trying to get the brush underneath. Really, it sits it under a puddle of water for quite a long time.
Yes.
And then just tease at the edge with a flat-headed brush, a soft brush. I mean, there's always the risk you're going to tear it, but it's about the only way to get the things off, isn't it?
That micro set says on the actual bottle that it's used for, you can use it for decal removal.
Yeah.
But it softens them up too much when if you're trying to just remove it.
Yeah.
It just softens them up too much. So yeah, just water and just like I said, just try and get your brush underneath it.
Just keep tapping at it. It's just to break that seal on the edge, because normally they'll properly bury down at the edge, but inside maybe not as much. If you can get just underneath it and then literally just work your way around the entire decal, normally you can get it off. But I've had them on there for a couple of days and then I've noticed it's perhaps I've knocked it and it's moved, which is usually the thing, and then you're like, Jesus. So you try and get in there and try and get it out. I'm not saying it's going to work every time, but 9 times out of 10 I've managed to position them with no problem at all. So yes, John, you ever had that problem?
Yeah, I think the key is you've got to be patient with it, innit, and don't try and force it.
Yeah.
Because you just end up with a disaster on your hand.
Yes.
You've got to fight to the roundel, though, haven't you? Getting it off.
Yes, definitely.
Just take time. Really, really take time. But it'll be a good 10-20 minute job, though. Depends on how settled down it is, doesn't it?
Yeah. Paul says, hello A-Team, a question for Matt. Matt, give us a thumbs up if you can hear us. Yeah. Okay, so he basically is saying, a question for Matt. Any chance of getting a needle for his Procon PS270? He's bent the end of mine. Would you be stocking spares for the said airbrush? If not, it's not a biggie. You can always get it back up. To be honest, we do. We do carry spares from as well. They're just not on the site.
I have got some time to shoot me a message.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Send me an email over, and I'll sort of, because I've got some, to be honest with you, I've got no idea where I've put them. I'm gonna have to find them. They're in my office, but I'll tell you what, I don't know where they are. But
They were in the drawer on that cabinet on the right hand side.
Were they? Is that where I put them? Okay. But yeah, shoot us a message, and we'll sort it out.
Fair enough. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So Steve says, hi Phil and team. I used Flory Models Dark Dirt Wash for the first time yesterday. I put it over a gloss coat, let it dry, then wiped it off carefully. Great results. Would definitely be using it again and hopefully get better at using it. One suggestion though, can you make it mint flavoured? Yeah, you don't have to lick the cloth and do it. I know I do, because it's a bit of warmth, and warmth gets it off, as in your saliva is warmer, and do it. Trust me, if you go back to the pre-ones, which were the oldie proper ones in the glass bottles, they were truly awful, because literally they had that real earthy taste to them. Now we actually use a proper refined clay instead of it literally coming out of the ground. So yes, it's a bit different these days, but yeah, still not nice. But you can just use a cloth and with wet or a sponge, whichever way you want to do it.
Instead of using tissue, Matt uses one of those sponges, don't you, Matt, that you use for your wet palette? Has he gone?
No,
Let them look.
See at the bottom.
Yeah, one of those. Yeah.
One
Yeah,
of that. A cellulose cleaning sponge. Just cut a corner off it, like a little square,
yeah,
Damp it and
and just damp it, and that works perfect.
yeah.
But I might try a sponge.
You should try that, Philip. It'll save your lungs.
All right, okay. I like my models to have a little bit of me, like my saliva all over it. It's like
Bit of your
actually,
DNA.
yeah, it's covered in my DNA. That's how I know I built it. Okay, Frank says, hello Andy and team. Question, where can I find a good 1/72nd US Navy figures for time period 1980s? Thank you, Frank. Ooh.
Did Hasegawa do a set once upon a
They
time?
did, yeah. The
I
US
did.
Navy did the carrier set figures.
Don't
Which
rebel
is-
this up.
Yeah. You got the little tractors and stuff.
Yeah,
as well.
you got the tugs
Yeah.
and all the rest of it. But Revell did them. I must admit, I had a couple of set boxes of them at one point.
Skunkworks did the
Yeah, they did the fire truck and the
yeah.
tractor
tractor thing, didn't they,
and
and the-
thing. They did a bit of deck as well, didn't they?
Yeah. I think, do you get figures with that?
I don't think you did. I think it was just the base.
Tell you who else might do it. Is it Chrysler or something like that? They do figures.
The rail. type.
Yeah, that's the railway one, isn't it? Chrysler.
Yeah. But they do other figures as well, don't they, I think?
Who's that French company that did the resin ones?
Gordon.
The 3D printed ones, sorry.
Oh, Reed Oak? Because they actually, I tell you what, Reed Oak, the company, I think if you message them, they will 3D print you some custom figures. I don't know how much it is or anything, but
Mm.
might be worth shooting them if you want sort of, bespoke figures, so we say.
Cool.
Or just shoot Andy, he's got 3D printer, he don't use it, he'll do them for you.
Yeah. Model sheet
He'll
some
knock
up
them
on
up, he'll
CAD
knock them
and
up in a couple of hours, he's good on CAD, aren't you, mate?
no.
No.
Not at all.
Massive heads and massive hands and no
It
legs.
seemed such a good idea when he bought it.
I've got
I'll
a
tell you that.
17-year-old I keep trying to manipulate into doing it, but
He'll be living at the shop soon, that will.
yeah.
Right, okay,
Hey,
so...
I found it, sorry.
Go on.
PJ Productions.
Oh, PJ Productions, yeah? I've used
Yeah.
their stuff.
If you click on them, they do figures. Now, I've just on it at the minute. Resin, figures, resin. I don't know if they do. They do 30-second, 48. I don't know if they go down to 70-second, but they might do.
They're saying in YouTube chat as well, apparently Fujami did a flight deck crew set with fire engine in 70-second.
There you go. Probably best bet is to look at Japan. I can see 48 stuff. Oh, they've got 70-second. Right, what we got? So he wants. What does he want?
US Navy, 1980s.
80s.
Oh, right. We've got RAF pilots and US. Oh, God. French 60s. Transport. Hey, you need these, Phil. You do transport pilots seated in aircraft. Modern aircraft ones.
Did a US pilot 80s, 90s.
This is the first and last 70-second airliner I'm ever doing.
Don't be like that. Ground crew for post-war various air forces. Hey, civil pilots seated. There you go.
Yeah, Michael's saying as well, NATO pilots and ground crew by Italeri. That's it, I remember him doing those ones. Didn't they have a dog? I think it was a German Shepherd in that set.
US Navy pilots, Corsair Sky Raider Panther.
They're red.
Yeah.
Yeah. Depends how many figures you want. Does he want loads of figures?
Yeah.
One of those like Hasegawa Fujimi.
To be honest, the Hasegawa set I can vouch for. The Fujami one, I remember that kit well now. If you say that, I remember the box art. So, yes. Okay, Nigel says, hi guys, I have a question about washable white. I have a World War II Soviet aircraft build planned for later this year and intend to do it winter camo. I've got Hitaka Lacquer's Soviet box set and it includes washable white acrylic. What's the best way to use it? And where? I didn't realise they did want a washable white. I have, sorry. And where in the scheme do I apply it? Before or after deckling? Applying the washable after. Also, see, that's a good point. When do you put it on? Also, do you seal it? Ooh.
Right, so what we're on about is attacker. Well, it's called temporary white. It's not washable. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it comes in the lacquer set, because I've had this conversation literally yesterday with somebody who thought it was a lacquer one and mixed it up with like lacquer thinners and turned it to glue. And I pointed out it's a acrylic product.
Right.
Now, what I can't work out with it, because I've never used it, is if it's actually, there's a product out there that I know AK do, and I don't know if MIG does it.
Yeah,
but
I think MIG do one, don't they? Yeah.
You literally spray it on and you can like wash it off. It
Right.
don't sort of dry, and I don't know if this is the same as that or not, or it's just white acrylic paint that they call, because obviously it's a whitewash, so it's a temporary paint, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know because I've never used it, but it's definitely acrylic and not lacquer.
Didn't MIG do a bottle of something that you could put into acrylic paints to make it
In fact, hold on, I think I've got one here.
washable or
AK, wasn't it?
Here
was
we
it
go.
AK? Was it?
Actually, I've got some. There you go. AK washable white.
Matt will test it for you now, so we'll just find out what's going on.
Yeah, he's going to spray his house with it.
No. You can. I think you can actually like brush it on and do it, and then just wash it back off. It don't go off. You can just reactivate it.
That Stuart tank that's now going to be winter camo.
Winter camo.
Hey, because it snows a lot in Tunisia in 1943. But because he's got the attacker though, isn't he? So it's a different paint.
Mm.
I don't know with that. I would test it on something.
Test
Just
it,
brush
yeah.
Literally, you can probably brush it on, let it dry, and then just get a wet brush, damp brush, and see if it reactivates. If it doesn't, then it's obviously just a winter whitewash, if that makes sense.
I bet you there's a man in chat who knows.
Yeah. He is.
Jamie.
Yeah, but I bet he ain't used attacker.
I was going to say, I bet he's never used attacker.
I bet he's probably used MIG.
Unless it's MIG. He doesn't use anything unless it's MIG.
I'm Flory.
Look, I can show you JB's. Look, I got a MIG catalogue today.
Alright.
Look, of everything. Bet Jamie's got one of everything. Just saying. Hold on, where's his paint set? It's in here somewhere. I've seen it. Oh look, there they are. Very nice. Right. What else we got? Andy says, "Hi guys. What is the best Tucano in 48th? Do you mean you're like an RAF Tucano or Super Tucano?"
That's that resin one you
I was
built.
going to say, if you want a proper Tucano,
Alicat.
yeah, I think you're going to be into the Alicat one. It's a resin one that I built. The other ones are the Brazilian Super Tucanos. It's a different aircraft.
Hobby Boss, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the Hobby Boss one. It's a different type of thing. So it depends which Tucano you want. If you want the Super Tucano, the modern ones, like a lot of the guys have been doing in the group build recently, that's a different aircraft. The normal standard, who built it? It's built under license, wasn't it, over here?
Shorts.
Shorts Tucano, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's a different beast. And again, I think you're into the resin one then. Actually, to be honest, nice aircraft, goes together quite well. But it's resin, solid resin, I hasten to add. So yeah, that's it. No veneer in here, and there's no holes in it either. It's solid, so you'd be okay with it. And also, he's saying, I can't find the red Pledge Clear you used. They changed it almost annually at one point, wasn't it? So we're brown now is the latest one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. The new one's brown. They've changed it again. It used to be blue, then it was red, then it was white. I've got them all here, but it's easier to let Andy get them all
I've
out.
got blue.
Have you got the original one?
That's blue, but I think the
new one's brown. It looks
brown,
the same
yeah.
bottle.
It's exactly
It's
the same
clear and it's exactly the same, but they just change it every year. So Yes.
I'm in a dilemma.
What's
I am.
that?
What colour to paint my pub?
Ooh, those
Right,
nice.
I've done is like just based it up with Tamiya XF55, I think.
Right.
They're just as a base for the plaster.
Mhm.
I've been looking on the interweb, and they're quite colourful German pubs.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of what colour to, and I'm going to chip it. I put some heavy chipping fluid on, so I was going to do a quick chipping demo if I can figure out a colour. The top's going to be right. The top's going to be a completely different colour because it's just going to be under this bit, yeah.
Yeah.
So what colour do you reckon?
It's going to be a pastel, whatever.
Yeah, well this is it. I've got like XF14, XF18. I want something brightish but not gaudy. Does that
It's the German pub wine, so you better get the right colour.
Shut up. Shut up.
How about pastel yellow?
Is Alan Stillwell on chat? He lives in Germany.
Yeah, Alan, pop down the pub, take some photos for us.
Go outside, get some pictures. Because the box art, look, this is what's on the pod. I don't really want to do the box art. I want to do something a bit different. They've got like a reddy, browny. Don't know. What do you think? What would look good?
I think XF18 would look alright.
RLM 83.
XF8.
Is it an RLM or an RLL colour for pubs?
We're not going down that route. You're not helping.
Pastel pink.
Yeah.
I don't think they were that sort of bad.
About a green colour, pastel green.
Yeah, what about a duck egg blue or something like that?
Yeah.
Well, I've got
It's going to be your
XF14.
pastel colours, isn't it?
I've got XF14. Look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought about that. That's not a bad colour. I don't know. I found one on the internet that is like a, I suppose, XF14 colour, like a pastel green colour.
Yeah, go for that.
Yeah? I
Mhm.
think that's going to be more contrast. If I
Or
chip it.
LMO2.
Hey, Oral MO2, shut up. No.
That would actually work quite well, I think. That's quite a pastel green, isn't it?
Magnolia.
Yeah,
No,
you
that's-
can't go wrong with
to be honest-
Magnolia.
To be honest with you, John, the top's going to be that sort of magnolia plaster colour. So it's got to be a bit of colour to, because it is a pub, you want people to go in it, don't you?
Yeah.
I tell you what, you
Chat
lot,
saying
you'd lot be,
RLM 81, 83.
But what about XF23? Nice pale blue.
Yeah.
so you want me to do it RLM 65? I tell you what, I'm doing it XF14 because you're lot no help. You'd be rubbish on changing rooms, you're
You
lot.
could put some splinter camo on the top half of the building.
If I'm honest, I've never bothered what the outside of a pub looks like. It's what's inside that matters.
What, the inside of the toilet?
John just needs to know where the fire exit is in case it all goes belly up.
Right, we'll try it with this then, because...
Chris in chat has put up, I always remember some German buildings being a pale yellow.
A pale yellow. Ah, you see now, I've backed myself in a corner because when I did the wall,
Right.
it's kind of, well, that's more flesh. I use flesh on that. Actually, yellow might not be a bad shot, to be honest.
Again, you'd have to add white to it, wouldn't you, to make it look pastel-y and...
Yeah, no, that's all right. Actually, that's not a bad shot. I might do yellow instead. What would,
Yeah, the guys in YouTube chat are saying a sandy yellow.
is that? I think right. Would that be for the top half though? Because that's what that was going to be.
Oh, Nathan's got
okay.
photos, look.
Oh look, Nathan's got his photos up from a beer trip he's been on.
So that's like, is that like a terracotta colour? That?
Yeah, that's in Frankfurt. There's a big
That's exactly what I need.
There's a big city square. If you go to Frankfurt,
Yeah.
Click it again, Nath, it's gone off.
Yeah, click it again, Nate.
in Frankfurt, there's a big city square that was restored after the war.
Right.
They're kind of new looking, but they're kind of like a terracotta red in the bottom.
Which is kind of what that, I suppose that's what they were trying to do with that, weren't they?
Well, that's a big town. That's a big city square in Frankfurt that was obviously landscaped in the war. They
Right,
rebuilt
okay,
it.
so we'll just do a quick thing from YouTube chat and our chat. For
Yeah.
our German friends, what colour
Yeah.
should he do it? That's the thing. What colour should he paint it?
Yeah, in XF.
Yeah, preferably in a Tamiya.
Because it's easy to chip, that's all, because I'm going to chip it. Because I've got loads of, obviously, model colour, but they don't chip very well. That kind of
I don't think we can do it in Jägermeister orange.
Oh, I have got X6.
Chris says pale yellow.
Pale yellow might be more doable, to be honest. I'm looking at the colour range.
That's a good point. They're actually just saying, also, Andy, is there any news on the shop tour video? Seems we forgot it last week.
You've shown it.
We did it the week before.
We did it the other week. We did it about 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's a
3
good
weeks
point.
ago, wasn't it?
Yes.
Where were you, Phil?
Yeah, sorry, we did.
Yeah.
That's a good point. It was 2 Saturdays ago we showed it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, back to your questions. Go back to what you were doing.
Sorry, I'll get back in me hole. Hold on. Right.
I was thinking about doing another one.
Someone suggests XF60.
Yeah.
What's that?
One thing we did talk about doing that we haven't done yet is all of us in turn going through our man caves and looking through
Yeah.
the drawers and things.
I've got a colour. I've actually got a colour. I wonder if it will chip better. Cav Brown, which is a terracotta-y
The guys are saying yellowish.
yellow.
Music and stuff. You get like a pale mustardy yellow a lot.
What about XF4?
Somebody else has said, Chris in our chat has said XF4 and work from there.
Yeah.
But it's like a plaster finish. It's like a plaster, isn't it? On the
They do,
By
but
the time you weather it with vomit and pee stains,
That's your local John.
Is it a nice pub or is it a fighting pub?
Yeah,
Well-
a lot of them are saying either sandstone or yellow. That's where you got to go with this.
Have a look at that town square in Frankfurt. There's loads of pictures of it. Or Bremen as well. Alleniston. Bremen.
So I think XF4 is going to be too greeny.
yeah, but I can add a bit of yellow.
Yeah, I'd be tempted with yellow with a lot of white in it. Or rather white
Darren
with a
says
bit
do
yellow.
the top half German red, brown, and then the bottom half sandstone with a drop of insignia white.
It is funny when, even when there is no such thing as the right colour, we can still tie ourselves in a knot.
Well, I'll
Absolutely.
tell you what, we could drag this on till at least 9 o'clock.
It's an imaginary pub and we can't decide what colour it is.
I've got no vision. Anyway, I'll make something up. Thank you for your help. Right on.
What, really? We are help, are we? Since
I'll see
when?
what I'll come up with. Yeah. God, I really do need to restock my Tamiya collection.
Yeah, Christopher said whatever colour the Sea Fury wheel wells were, just paint it in that.
Just another. What about the front door?
Red.
Wood.
bright pillar box red.
Oh,
It's fun.
that's that sorted.
Yeah.
What are you putting in front of the pub?
Pavement.
And then
No.
what's on the pavement? Is it going to have a vehicle?
A tank.
Well, yeah, it will do, but I've not decided what's going in front of it yet, to be perfectly honest. I'm kind of winging it big time. I've not planned it. It's whatever's built. I was actually thinking of a
Here you go. Look, you need that.
an M8 Greyhound.
There you go.
Oh,
Oh shit! Hold on, the picture's a bit stuffed. Scrap that. It's all right. I can't get it down that far on this system. It's got lots of oldie-worldy cars out the front.
Watch Jojo Rabbit, and they've got some pretty cool German.
Oh dear.
I have to say, when we can move around a bit more freely, and it's a bit thingy, I am planning on going to Germany at some point. Again, but properly go this time and not just visit it for a day.
Oh, it's classes. Holidays in Germany are good. It's nice.
Yeah, I really do want to go.
Yep.
Right, next question up. Jason says, hi Phil and team, what is the best way to remove masking tape residue of clear parts? I've used all different ways, but it all still remains.
I use loaderless thinner.
I was going to say, enamel thinners is what I use.
Yeah. As long as you haven't painted it in Umbro enamel, you'll be fine.
Yeah, as long as you haven't used enamel paint. Because to be honest, that's why I use enamels. I always use what I haven't used. So it's normally with me, it'll be acrylics or lacquers. So by using enamels, you can rub away to your heart's content. But normally enamel thinners on a cotton bud and just give it a general mop round with it tends to do the trick.
Thing is all right for it as well, isn't it? Oh God, alcohol IPA is it?
Yeah, but you have to be careful. You don't go rubbing your paint off with that.
Yeah.
Jamie's saying WD-40.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've heard WD-40 is good.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Oh look, Pramjit's on.
Panji.
Hi guys, hope you're all doing well. Just a couple of comments on some topics you've spoken about over the last few days.
Now we're in trouble.
Yeah, now we're in it. Well, I haven't said anything. It's all just rumours. Currently building 2 of the same kit, which I'm not allowed to talk about yet.
You always have to tease.
Yeah, he's just teasing now, isn't he? For people who don't realise, this is Pramjit from Airfix. He's one of their designers. So, and he likes to come on here and wind us all up. It took 12 to 15 hours to master clear parts for both kits. So it's got a lot of glazing then, isn't it? So what are we thinking? Are they working on a World War II something?
Sounds like
Would definitely recommend a Barton mask set if you can get them. You get better accuracy with masks, yes, and the build is a little bit more enjoyable. To be honest with you, this is what comes, we were talking about the mask set, because obviously I did it for the B17, and I normally don't use mask sets at all. So that's where that's come from. Regarding yellow tips on spinners, I tried last year, I think it was on the 24 scale Hellcat, doing the yellow first and then masking and then spraying black, thinking it was a bit more logical, but I didn't think of doing it that way. Found it hard to mask and got bleed. Also, it's hard to explain until you give it a go, but I prefer doing the black than the yellow. I always think of it that way because that's how it's put on in real life. So if you were going to have a step, they're done. I know from experience, I've been around aircraft being maintenance where they use a roller to put like white and red stripes on. You know, literally a roller, like from down the back of the radiator job, one of them. I use Hataka C066 for the yellow. Fairly thick mix, great results every time without the need to put white down first. When he sprayed LP48, which I've got some now, isn't that the one you sent me? Yes. Yeah, I have it. Matt sent it down to me yesterday. Here it is. I finally got the alleged wonder paint. When I sprayed LP38, I used Tamiya lacking thinners, buff top, which is the standard one, thinned quite heavily. There's also LP72 mica silver, which I haven't tried. Wouldn't imagine that being a nice paint. Would imagine that would be a nice paint too. Also noticed that the more expensive LP paints have a black background on the label. Do they? Oh yeah, it's true, Matt.
Do they?
Yes.
All right. Okay.
So yeah, the ones with the black label, and what we're talking about are, I'll just show on my overhead. Yeah, look, you can spot the difference because you get black labelling and white labelling.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
I didn't know that.
No, we didn't know that. I was staring at them.
I do now.
There you go. So yeah, well done, Project. Very good. Sorted, and we've now all learned something.
He's building.
See, look, what's he got on the bench?
What were you building?
Everyone's trying to guess what it is.
Yeah, everybody would be now going, now what are they building? That's it.
I know. Vulcan.
Vulcan.
Yeah, but it's not going to take him how many hours
Mask of Vulcan there.
to mask a Vulcan? What you got? 4 or 5 windows on the front, couple of portholes.
I know what he could be. The Beaufort.
Yeah,
That's got a lot of glass.
yeah.
That's out soonish, one would imagine.
Roger says, after hearing Matt mention Plasmo a few times, I watched his video on him showing his work area. It is tiny. It just goes to show you don't need plenty of space to build some outstanding models. That's very true. Absolutely.
Right. If you get a bigger space, you just end up filling it with rubbish, don't you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I can vouch for that. James says, good evening guys, I have a few questions. I'm at the stage of glossing my model aircraft for deckling stage. Any tips on how to spray a gloss varnish using my airbrush in preparation for the deckling stage? I'm using X22 thinned with X28 thinners and I'm getting a rather small amount of gritty coat. Just want a gloss coat to be super smooth. Would it be worth using a self-leveling thinners from Mr. Hobby? Also, is it safe to use this on top of Tamiya acrylic paints that I've already sprayed onto the model? Also, do you have any recommendations for the headgear magnifiers? I always see Matt using a set. What ones would you recommend? Cheers, love the videos. Okay, so as for the gloss coat, we spoke about that yesterday a lot. And to be honest with you, if you pop over to the main site, if you go into tutorials or in the forum, you get to it that way. Okay, go down to, which is it under? I've got a feeling it's under airbrushing. Okay, and then if you go down here, it's not in there. Okay, what have we done with it? It's around somewhere. It's in one of these. Perhaps it's under quick tips and tutorials. If you pop in here, there you go, glossing. So we've done 2 videos on glossing. To be honest, these are the ones which really need updating and going through. The other way as well is that if you have a look at when we did the anything glossy that I've worked on in the past, recently the truck, things like that, we spoke about obviously putting down it and how to work in back, and Matt was talking about it yesterday, working in thirds, pulling it back so you're overspraying the area. But certainly if you want to go for gloss finishes, leveling thinners, you know, obviously Tamiya do their orange top one, which is basically the same thing as well if you can't get hold of it. But you know, self-leveling thinners is great stuff, and it just aids, it slows down the drying time, it makes it wetter, so when you're spraying the particles melt into the surface before. But once you get the hang of it, we were saying yesterday, it's one of those things, you can put it down heavier than you think. It's not going to run off, it will go on quite nicely. So you can literally just put on a dusty coat, let that key in a little bit, a bit thicker, get good coverage, then come along very steady and just work your way back. And to be honest, like this in here is lacquer thinners with self-leveling thinners. I just bang this on. That's why it's, you know, it's very nice and it's very glossy, but literally that wasn't, you know, it wasn't properly done with it. I just squirted it on, but it's got leveling thinners, which means it's got longer to dry and it'd be a lot better for you. That's what you want to go for. Magnifiers, guys, what magnifiers using?
It's good.
Donegan, innit? Donegal?
Donegan.
Donegan, yeah. Donegan optical
Optimizer.
Yeah.
With the number 5 lens.
Unless you're blind as a bat, then you might need something a bit like a 10. Oh, and I've got the cheap ones, which work just as well with a number 2.
Yeah, that's I don't think they're the same. I don't think a number 2 is the same as a number 5, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
Number 5 is actually a 2.5 times magnification. I think these rate their lenses differently to a.
Mine comes with a light bar.
Pickling super glove, mine.
But again, they're one of those things. It's like personal choice. It's what you feel comfortable with. I quite like the glass ones. So I can look around them, above them, wherever, and just zoom in on the bit. So it's a bit more personal choice on magnifiers and things.
I'm going to buy Phil a pair of these for Christmas, so he'll become a convert.
Oh, really?
Either that or sit on your cabinet or never get used.
Look, Matt's stippling.
That looks very German pub-esque to me. That's the
It
right.
does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Colour
there you
I
go.
then I'm reminiscing about when we used to go abroad for holidays.
Matt's just thinking of a nice pair of pastel trousers
Yeah, he is. In that colour.
in that colour.
Do you know what?
With a nice salmon pink shirt, he'd be fine.
I'll be well away. And the turquoise jumper wrapped around my shoulders.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's it. And some deck shoes, you'd be fine.
Yeah. Walking,
He's
walking
ready
round
for
Don-
evening wear.
Walking around Donny Town Centre like that. I'm sure that'll last long.
No.
The last thing you ever do.
Matthew says, "Hi guys, I visited RAF Bryce Norton back in the 90s with the Air Cadets and went on the VC-10 and the TriStar. From what I can remember, the seats on the VC-10 faced to the rear and the TriStar faced forward." Yeah, that's what we're thinking.
Yeah, I always thought they were always face backwards, but didn't learn.
I mean, I've definitely been on a VC10.
Steve says, another question for Nathan regarding foil seat belts. What width do you cut them, or do you just eyeball it?
I just winged it, to be honest. But where are they? I've got some here for the F16. I would say they're pretty much about a mil, 48. But some are thinner, so some straps are thinner, so I just winged it, to be honest. Roughly a mil. Any thinner than that, and then the tape tends to tear. But yeah, about a millimetre. Story short.
Yes. Cool. Mark says, "Hi team, I've recently bought the Kinetic F18 Aggressor scheme, and I feel a bit cheated as there's no help with the kit at all with fulfilling the Splinter scheme. It just shows the back view, which is not clear, and the colours that are needed, I presume, to be. Am I missing something out of my kit box?" I must admit, I haven't seen the kit because I've reviewed the kit, and this one's just a reboxing of it. What I would say though is you could do. I take it you haven't seen my build, because you will see in that one. If I just go video builds. Hold on. I'll just go into video builds here. When I did mine, I showed, because I had a mask set for it, you might remember, but my mask set, they had the wrong masks in it. So I ended up having to make my own. So what I did was I scanned the instructions, and then you put your Tamiya tape over here. So this was scanned to the same scale, and to be honest, I eyeballed it. Okay, and then literally I just then would, if I wanted this mask here, so I sprayed it all white as you can see, I put the tape over this, and then I traced it, okay, onto here, and then it goes over to here, and then you can just either cut it on this, is which I did, and then you stick it on here. And on here I'm just touching up so I can make sure the scaling's correct, and then hopefully, there you go, so you got your one, so it's cut off on the paper, and then you stick it on. And then you rinse and repeat. So we just started off with one colour to start with. So obviously the white went down first, then the light grey, then this is the final coat going into it. And then when you unmask it, you end up, and then that way it's just the decals going afterwards. And then we just went around and did it like that. There is differences between the Hornets. They are not all the same. I'd just like to point this out because somebody said to me, "Oh, your Hornet splinter's wrong." And it probably was, but the version he was saying was not the version I was using. So they are slightly different. They have slightly different markings in the different places and everything else like that. Okay, so that's just one thing to be mindful of. But that's probably the easiest way to do, is to get the plan view of it, and then just cut it around and go through the motions of it. Generally though, it's not a problem, but as you can see on the side up here, I've got more pictures of it up there. And that's literally because my photocopier trying to get it in was just fudging it, and then just put them all together, got these ones and did it. So white everywhere, then we just cut these white ones out, put them on top, and away we went. And actually it didn't take too long at all. So that's how I did it. I can't speak for the kit because obviously haven't got it.
I'm just looking on is it 1999.co.jp? Well, they have the instructions on, don't they, with their kits, and they're showing the markings on the instructions.
Maybe go to that website and download the images off there then.
Yeah.
Can I just point out, sometimes Kinetic do have form with not putting things in boxes
What, like lower fuselage half?
and clear parts.
It did. We were missing an entire lower fuselage. Their quality control is crap.
And wrong instructions.
Yeah, wrong instructions,
Wrong
no clear
instructions.
parts.
So,
All the manufacturers we deal with, they must be the worst for their quality control like that.
It says colour. It says colour 1 and colour 2. So it looks like there must be a colour sheet that goes inside it.
Oh, right, don't know.
Or colour 1, 2, 3, and 4.
But anyway, going off, have a look at mine, because obviously I do the colour call-outs for it and all the bits and pieces. And again, mine's a little bit whiffery because the colours I don't think are quite right. So I talk about how to I just add a couple of drops of this, that, and the other to get the right shade with it. That's looking very nice, Matt.
thanks.
Good, actually. It's looking good.
Does it
That.
look warm?
It does. Looks good.
I'll tell you what, chipping fluid works brilliant. The AK heavy chipping one. I'm quite impressed with it.
Using a sponge to take wash off is brilliant.
But oh, right.
That's one of the revelation. I'm using these like makeup.
Yeah, with those makeup sponges, somebody flogs them as a manufacturer who's a modeller, and they flog those things and they charge horrendous amounts. Yet you can go online and buy the ton of those for next to nothing.
I've got some from Tesco's.
Yeah.
Never used them. I thought, oh, they'll be useful one day, and today's the day.
Put John on full screen. Let's see what he's doing.
Just gluing a couple of bits of plastic together.
John, put your camera down.
Yeah,
so
you
we
need
can
your camera down a bit. We can't see your
what we
desk.
do. We don't want to see you.
Oh, I need another camera so I can have an
Andy,
overhead
Andy needs
camera.
to put his overhead on.
Yeah, but then you can see what I'm doing.
Well, that's what they want to see.
I'll put mine on, shall I?
Right, put your cameras on and I'll go like that. There we go.
That's it.
That's it, they're in.
That's
Right,
better.
okay. Krista says, guys, I've ordered the 72nd B17 and BF 109 G6 for an in-flight diorama ye old pub. B17 shot to bits with the BF 109 escorting him home.
Yeah.
It's a World War sunshine history of the German fighter pilot who saved the bomber crew. Yes, we I think most of us are probably aware of that one, aren't we?
You're very
If you
familiar
don't
with
know, it's
that.
one where he gets shot up and the German pilot basically flies alongside and then other fighters come in to have a go at it and he basically waves them off to leave it. So yes. Anyway, he's saying here, question, any tips or ideas on how to do battle damage with bullet holes and ripped open big holes on the fuselage?
Gamer.
Yeah, well, to be honest, the thing is you need to scale down, so you need to reduce the thickness of metal if you're going to have metal showing through and stuff like that, and that's just a case of either thinning the plastic down, using thinner styrene sheet, and you can get it right down to nothing, or replacing it out with foil and doing it that way. Bullet holes and stuff like that, again, it's, you know, start off just drill a hole and then you can then thin it slightly around it. And then you can actually peel the plastic outwards as well, put some pressure into it to physically bend it once you've thinned the plastic. The trouble you've got is that the reality is the plastic is probably about 5 inches thick in the scale scheme. So you need to thin down the plastic in those areas when you're going to do it. So it's a case of get the Dremel out and, you know, sand the hell out of it. You know, you can just like poke through hot needles and stuff, but they don't tend to get that sort of bent out when metal gets hit, you know, where it sort of tears as well.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. And you say there's various ways of, you know, I've seen guys do it. Well, they'll replace the damaged area with foil and things so that it can bend and tear and it looks very natural. And that's a nice way of doing it. And then obviously they blend in the two so it's seamless point of view, but then it is definitely metal foil in the outside of it. And obviously you can get different gauges of foils to suit as well. So you can get right the way down to very, very thin stuff like aluminium foil to thicker stuff that takes a little bit more bending. And again, you can do really nice sort of detail things with that one as well.
Thing is, in 70-second scale, the bullet hole's minute. You don't want to be using a big drill hole. Yeah,
but then again, isn't it? If it's like a 20mm cannon,
oh yeah,
that makes a big hole. But yeah, I think there's plenty of things online about them, but I would say about thinning down the material or replacing it out for something a little bit more nice. The nice thing is, if you're using metal, you can get some really quite thick foils. The great thing is you can roll it back and peel it back and it holds its shape. And also it's metal, so when you're painting weather it looks very realistic because it is metal. Graham says, testers have announced that Model Masters have been discontinued. Also, Humbrol are no longer being imported into Canada. I love enamels and have been trying to model air, but they are not durable. Would you recommend? What would you recommend other than Hataka?
Tamiya.
Yeah. To be honest, you're spoiled because gun stuff. Because obviously you got the lacquer and the Aquitis version, the alcohol-based one.
Yeah.
But yes, well, looks like Humbrol not being imported into Canada.
Was that health and safety?
Yeah, safe dolphin. Bit unfortunate, isn't it?
In terms of it,
No, depends which way you look at it. Perhaps to celebrate it.
But honestly,
things you can order it from Hong
You got
Hong Kong ship stuff here that we're not allowed to have, don't they? So
yeah, you might be able to outsource it from other areas if you wanted to stick with the enamel route.
Tamiya enamels are all right if you can get that Hong Kong.
Do Hannett still do the enamels range?
Yeah, extra colour.
Extra colour, get them out of the UK.
Oh, there's Revell, isn't there? Revell do enamels.
Yeah, Revell, yeah.
I don't know how strict, obviously, customs are in Canada, so. You know, if you're a bit keen.
I got in trouble at a Canadian airport for trying to bring apples into the country.
Well, that's contraband, isn't it?
Yeah, I had to declare my apples and shove them in a bin. But what I did manage to do by doing that, skip a massive queue.
And I bet there were a lot of tutting.
A little bit. So it does this big sign saying, if you've got any of the following, go to this desk. So I went to this desk, said, I've got apples. I said, well, put them in the bin and off you go. So I did.
Right, Peter says, hi guys, just wanted to say thanks for the AK Real Colours video, Phil. I picked up a big crate of air colours and they are fantastic. There we go. Moved from Vallejo to AK and it's excellent. Sprays and levels out amazingly well. Cool, good stuff. For extreme metals, do you apply the AK black base or just something like XF1 or Mr. Surfacer 1500? Is there something special with black base? Again, this is one of those things, you know, there's a twofold reason for using black with, here you go, with that type of work. So obviously we're going to be using it on this as a thing. So I'm going to use a little bit of primer, which would be Mr. Surfacer probably first of all, just to check everything is in the right place and we've got no seams. But then it's going to have a coat of X1. I don't actually like the Extreme Metals black base stuff, because it just doesn't give me that same nice glossy solid look to it that I get with Tamiya X1 or LP1. Okay, so depending on which, and to be honest it might have to be both because I haven't got a lot of either of it and we're out of stock at the moment. So hopefully I have enough just to get this entire thing done. The great thing about using it is, one, it's a gloss, and because you're going to be using a metallizer effect, you want it to go onto a gloss to give you that best possible shine to it, because it's going on a gloss surface, it's going to level, it'll look gorgeous. But also, because you're using a metallizer, we often call it plating, not painting, purely because if you've got any imperfections down below, glue marks, dusty marks, sander marks, scratching, stuff like that, you will see it through a metallizer coat, because paint will cover it, metallizer won't. In anything, it will just enhance it. So if it's gloss black and it looks gorgeous and beautiful and it's flawless, you know when you put the metallizer on, it's going to look the same. The other great thing about it as well, because it's black, when you're putting metal down, you can see exactly where you're going with it. Yet if you're doing it over grey or white, it's very difficult to see when you're using a metallic where it's actually going. But if it's on black, you can see exactly what you're doing. And as always with these things, less is best, and you will find you'll use half the amount of paint if you're going over black than would be if you were going over grey, thinking, oh, I'll do a little bit more there, a little bit more there. But you can see exactly how good a coat it is. Just with greys and whites and stuff like that, it's not quite as easy to see, but on those it will. But this one's going to get it, so hold fire, it'll be next week. This thing will be painted and done by next week, so it'll be a case of right, straight in, bit of primer just to make sure we're all good. If we're happy, I'll polish that primer as well. So it'll just get a little polish right over, so it's nice and smooth. Then it will get a gloss black coat absolutely everywhere. Okay, and then we can go in with the metals. Once it's got the base coat for down, we can then pick out areas, individual areas. Obviously, we've got to do the anti-glare areas on the engine, things like that as well. So we'll do all of those afterwards, but it gets it down, and then we're good to go with it. But a lot of it is that using gloss black, it's one of those ones you can just see exactly what's going on. So it's not the case of where you just don't notice it. You can see it, it doesn't look good in the gloss, it's got a mark, there's a blemish. You've got to do it, because otherwise when you get the metal work on, it'll look exactly the same. So it's one of those ones that's really handy all the way through. Good primer, excellent to see, and it gives good coverage as well. So it's like a win-win-win all the way through, rather than doing it over flat coats and stuff like that. Look at that. Looking very nice, Nave.
Yeah, tell you what, this sponge is the bee's knees.
There you go.
That's it, dab it off on a cloth. And what's amazing is I've still got these like stick things on the back that have not come off. They've made
Static discharges.
That's the one. But this is just cheapo sponge from Tesco.
Mm.
I'll tell you what, that dark dirt washing half bad as well, is it?
It's alright, isn't it?
See,
Beautiful.
You see what I have to put up with? Honestly.
I'm liking this.
What, the sponge or the dark dirt wash?
Look at Andy whittling away.
Anyway,
Like,
engine bits.
I don't have to lick anything.
Oh,
Clean up
just
now.
in other news, by the way, I remember the B26 Wine, Women and Song have now, well, hopefully will be coming to us. Hopefully we'll get them by the end of next week. Put it in the order. And also we'll be restocking the F18, the new one, the aggressor one, is it?
Yeah, that's the one we were just talking about a minute ago. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get some more of them in, because I've had to get some out of Germany, because pallets have sold out, to be honest. So I've got some more coming in.
Give away your secret country of origin.
Well, look, we get it from all over the world at the moment.
That's how hard Matt works to get all these tornadoes and stuff in everybody. Sources scours the world.
Literally.
Fair. Okay, just going back to David was talking about, he's saying it was the pen type one, not the fibre one. He's probably got the wrong one. I don't think there's any right or wrong with it. I prefer the fibre one, if it makes sense, because it's more like a brush. So,
Don't you have to shake the hell out of them though to get them?
but you do, seriously, maybe you just had a thinner bit come through and it flooded. So I would shake the hell out of them to get them really to wake up. If it's the first time you're using it as well, it may be just it had a bit of, you know, the thinner stuff and that's what's come through really fast at the beginning. So with them, like when I did mine, I wrote them for a bit, was writing some scribbles on a bit of paper just so they were flowing nicely and we were good to go. Cleaned off the nibs and then started again, and I had no problems with it at all. Can you use self-leveling thinners with a new Tamiya LP line? Absolutely, Ed. Yes, use it all the time. And Ted's found a photo of the new Pledge. Revive It. That's the one you want.
Yeah.
Is that the same in every country now? They actually universal, because it was blue in America and we had this one, and then I think in America now it's gone brown as well. So
Horrible colour brown, isn't it?
it is.
It's 70s.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's
So
awful.
yes.
Wood floor colour, isn't it?
Brilliant for your floors, that stuff.
Really. Don't think it goes so well on my carpet. I've never used it on the kitchen floor. It'd be a waste.
To be honest, the first time I used it was absolutely donkeys years ago now, and it was one of those situations where I did the floor with it, and then the next morning I came down in my socks and literally took off like I'm dancing on ice straight across the room, and it almost went through the glass bloody kitchen door. So lesson learnt with that one.
I'll tell you what, I did that on a house we lived in, had wooden floors. And the person I was living with left the back door open, right? And in my sort of infinite wisdom, I decided to kick it shut with my socks on a wooden floor, and literally I went horizontal and landed flat on my eye. I tell you, it hurt. And I never did that again. But luckily, nobody's around to see it. But yes.
Right, we've got a good picture here. Look, that's what we need, Matt. We're looking for that.
I tell you what, I like the. Well, I've got the yellow. Look,
So, are you the one in the middle?
I must be. Yeah, it's all yellow though. I was going to do sort of the bottom half yellow and the top half sort of probably the off-whitey colour next door.
Yeah, there's another one here. Actually,
Hey, what?
Nath, isn't that your one?
That looks like the Frankfurt one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to do this. That looks cool.
Look nice. I drank a lot of cider in that city square in Frankfurt. I don't remember how I got back to the hotel.
What does that remind you of, Phil?
I have no idea what you mean.
Shut up, TV.
I'm keeping my mouth shut about that trip.
Just thinking about 3
What
weeks
happens
time.
in Eindhoven stays in Eindhoven.
Say 3 weeks time, we should be in Eindhoven. Should have been.
So pretty sad. Well, yeah.
That's proper sad. We can't do that.
Okay, James says, I've been watching those gloss coating tutorials, thank you. I'm looking at building a 1/48 scale jet, preferably a Tamiya or Edar kit. What do you recommend with an ease of build?
That's 16. Tamiya.
Honestly, if it's Tamiya, their F16 kit is really, really nice. I have to vouch highly for their F14 Tomcat. Costs a fortune. It's well overpriced, but it literally just throw glue at it and it falls together. But yeah, if you're thinking of doing, a modern jet, then the Tamiya F16 is still a beautiful, very nice kit. It's a lot easier to do than Nathan's one he's doing.
Yeah, this kinetic kit's been a pain in the bum. This sponge is working the much nuts because where it's dirty, I can put streaks on now.
Yes.
And like whether it can put the wash back on. Brilliant. Get a sponge, folks. And obviously,
I reckon Nate ought to take about 4 weeks to do that. Each show we just have him using the weathering wash.
yeah.
And for everyone, before everyone starts asking where is it, because I've had about 9 emails today as well asking the same thing. I've had a dispatch and I've got tracking, and it is currently on a boat, I do believe, probably round about now. It was in the port ready to come out over to the UK this morning. So at some point I'm hoping it will be here mid-week. So that's it. So the clay will be back in. As soon as it's in, I'll get it into soak directly, and we'll do a batch of 500. And so I'm thinking by the end of the week they'll be back in stock. So yes, thank God. Okay, Brendan says, hi Phil, can you use your sanders on wooden models, i.e. boats and ships? Absolutely, yes, of course you can. And to be honest, you can use them for DIY as well. Because I've been using them around the house. I was doing some door frames the other day, and I was using sanders.
Try and keep them away from the missus, because you'll lose loads that way as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say that.
Oh,
Ice cream.
ice cream man or drug dealer at Andy's.
Have a cornetto,
Get
please.
your crack here. 99 flake and a £10 wrap.
You can set your clock by that, Andy, can't you? Every Saturday night.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8:15. Ice
It's
cream.
regular deal.
Yeah.
Andy's a sheesh supplier.
Anyway, Pramjit submitted. Well done, Matt. It is the Beaufort.
There you go. Is it nice?
Yeah, is it nice? That's the question.
But it's lovely.
And do I get sent a sample?
You might get a sample, it won't be the boat.
Sample, but
Yeah, that's it. I get a piss pot in through the post. Brilliant.
Get some nice liquid in it.
I tell you what, I've missed that trick in it for years where I get a lot of YouTubers and that saying, oh, send us a bottle of wash, I'll give you a favourable review. And it's like, I should literally say, if they say, can you send me a sample, put, 50 mil of piss in a bottle and send that. And then you're bound to get somebody say, and today we've got, like, well, no, don't do it. Don't lick it. Use a sponge.
Oh.
We're using the new Flory model's yellow weathering wash.
Yeah,
limited edition.
very limited.
Right, are we all good? What have we got? Phil, just to follow this metal paint over gloss black topic, but once you've laid down the metallic paint, then do you put a transparent varnish over the top? Honestly with you, no, I don't. But you guys follow me will know I don't overcoat. So I never do top coats and things like that. I tend to sand. So if it's decals and things like that that are on the model, because clearly like that's going to have them all over it, I'll actually sand the decal to the rest of the model. So it will get, we use the weathering sticks, which are the green ones, and that gives like a satin finish to everything. So you can actually go round, and then if you use the white side, it'll polish. But you can use an older medium sponge to give a flat finish to it as well. So you can take the decal to that stage so it blends in with the rest of the model. And for washes and stuff like Nathan's doing, I'm just very careful about going around and not going on. But I'm just one of these people, and right or wrong, whatever. But I think you lose the metal luster from it. So if you overcoat it, it changes it. Even if it's just by a little bit, it changes that metal look. It turns to more of a metallic paint. So I don't like to actually overcoat it. I like the metal luster that the actual metallizers give. If it's a straightforward silver colours, then I'll overcoat them. I'm not worried about it. The rest of them, I do tend to leave them to do their bit, and they'll be absolutely fine. Question, do you know anyone who does Japanese colours in a set? Hitaka and others do US Air Force, US Navy, RAF, Israeli Air Force and Russian, even World War II Dutch. Do they? But never seen Imperial Japanese Navy or Imperial Japanese Army sets.
AK Real Colours do a set of Japanese, and I think if I remember, don't Guns do a set of Japanese?
Yeah, Guns do, yeah.
In the enamel ones. It'll be in the catalogue. We catalogue out. It'll be in there.
One of the few ones they do, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, so they do the interior colours, don't they? Is it US Navy they do?
US Navy, yeah, and Japanese.
Yeah, Japanese, yeah.
Right, okay, so down in here it's saying that we've got Israeli, they do a destroyer set, CS662, 663 are tank colours early and late sets. They also do camouflage sets for the Japanese Self-Defense Force, 665 and 666. They do Impulse Blue set as well. They also do the set for the N1K2. They also do Japanese Navy, lots of things like that. Royal Air Force sets, medical colour set. Okay, sorry, mechanical colour set. Mechanical sets, English Navy, US Navy. Yeah, so there you go. So for aircraft, you want CS665 and CS666. Very nice sets they are too.
There you go.
Hmm. That's what you need. It's the future. Right. How are we in our live chat? Has anyone been looking?
Sorry, I'm busy.
Right. Okay.
Any questions? Now's a good time.
Yeah.
Trying to
Anybody
understand
got-
why it's telling me to paint the inside of my engines. RLMO2.
Really?
Well, I'm sure you know.
There's a reason.
There's a reason.
Well, it was engine cowlings. But by the time you put the front and back on and then stuck it to the wing,
I ain't gonna see it.
you can see it.
Yeah.
It's got bullets at the front, hasn't it?
Just gonna mute myself because I'm putting my extractor and stuff on. All right.
Okay, up.
Trying to decide whether or not I'm missing something when I come to paint it.
I'll be 10% inside black. You're making Andy, you're making Alex very nervous having a finished model sat there like that.
That's all right.
Has he done the final reveal photos yet?
I haven't finished. Well, I put my pitot tube on yet.
Is it arrived?
Yes. In its envelope. Well, no, that's that camera. Here it is,
Ooh.
envelope. I'm not sure the other side. I could put my dress on. Yeah, just needs painting up and putting on.
GMT.
Oh,
Die, you bastard, die.
that's understanding. Just one thing, just doing. Give it a slightly grubby look that I've struggled to get in the past, just by dabbing it on.
I can't believe after all the years, everyone suddenly just worked out that my product actually works.
But there's kind of
I've
like.
now been, can I have you all do a little video saying I endorse the use of this product?
Yeah.
I've only been making it for the last 20 years.
But you know when like jets have like a slight grime on them, almost like it's ground in?
Yeah.
Where crew walk on it. It's perfect. Just what the residue of the wash, dabbing it on. There you go.
Now you know why my models don't look half bad, because I just fudge it with wash. My modelling skills are rubbish, but my wash is brilliant.
I've always liked the way it's reversible, so if I don't like it, I could just.
Well, yeah.
I need to put some down on the back here where do F-16s get dirty?
Right.
Yeah, a bit. I think cover the dodgy silver decal with a bit of it.
I might do is just chuck a bit more primer on the back of this, a bit more Mr. Surfacer, just so I can work out how much filler this is going to need. See if I need to buy some more shares in it.
This is your first and last Mac 2 kit, isn't it?
To be honest, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Once I chopped the nose off and started, not being funny, pussyfooting around with it, it was a case of that's it. And it's actually gone quite well since. It's better than a back form kit.
That doesn't set the bar very high, though, does it? Oh, I think I've got a storm coming. If I lose internet, it's lightning storms.
Oh, right. To be honest, we were supposed to get them. We had an amber weather warning down here, but it never came to anything. Right. Okay, I'm just going to mute myself for a sec, just whilst I spray. 2 secs.
Thanks. 4 more, isn't it? Yeah, if I get storm on stop it.
What's happening in chat?
Any questions just yet?
Lynn's just put, wow, they're all working on their kits right now.
I'm tapping for
Got it
it.
right.
That's got to be a first, isn't it?
Yes, we're quiet.
We're quiet.
I'm under pressure, you see, because the deadline on this kit's what, 2 weeks away?
Yeah, but you're nearly finished, aren't you?
First, if we answer the question for Andy, what's the Hobby Boss 262 like?
Fantastic.
I may want to make any noise. I was shaking the thing. It's fair. Bits of it are really, really nice. Bits of it a bit, yeah, could be better. But on the whole, it's quite a nice kit. I've never built the Tamiya one, so I can't really comment on what it's like compared to the Tamiya one. But
Thing is, though, that's got stuff that can be opened up, hasn't it? Where the Tamiya one's obviously all shut up.
yeah, and I think that's one of the problems with it. It's a bit like Kinetic Kitty Hawk, where it's sort of designed to be opened up. So.
Yeah.
So, yeah, be right.
It's okay. Gets a C+, is it?
Somebody
Jason,
used-
is it a scaled down version of the Trumpeter 32nd? I honestly couldn't tell you.
Well, it's not far off.
Yeah, it's probably not actually.
Should we mention the fact that the other night you were going to bin it off and get the Tamiya version instead?
No, we don't mention that, John. That's
All right, okay, I won't mention that then.
No,
Quiet.
keep that to yourself.
Yeah, no. I may have another one of these on the way though.
What the Robbie Boss one?
Yeah, let me compressor finish. Let me just mute myself while my compressor finishes filling up.
It's not your compressor. It's somebody's extractor that's really loud.
I think it's Phil's that we can hear it, but they
Yeah, he
can't.
was going to mute himself. I think he forgot.
Yeah, I think it's muted on the live show, isn't it? But it's not muted for us.
Yeah,
is it?
they're like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys get it. They don't.
Ah.
I like to know, keep you entertained.
So have we had the one from Tom about the tornado? For Nathan. Question for Nathan? Have you had that? No?
I was down to number. I don't have numbers on the side anymore. Rob T. A couple of questions. First, to Matt. Did you have any luck with the Trumpeter 32nd scale SU-27?
Not at the minute. I'm still looking. I've got some other sources.
Right.
Don't give up on me yet.
Oh, you used to have one of those, Matt.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was the older one. I sold it anyway. It's gone. I haven't got mine no more. But mine was the older one, wasn't it? He wants one with the new bits in it. Where it's been updated and stuff. So, yeah. Tom's for question is, hi guys. A question for Tornado Nathan. Have you done that one?
I don't know. Where are you?
I'm on in the questions on the. I'm not in chat. I'm on just the questions on our live bit.
Oh, right. I don't know. We're down to just hold on. Part 2 of that one. I've just built the Tornado kit. I'm building an F-15. So I'd like to do a Soviet one, definitely. I'm just to the bottom of page 2. With Jeff
Oh, yeah.
Taylor, question for Andy: what is the Hobby Boss ME262 like?
We've just done that one.
Sorry, I started working backwards just to,
Oh right, okay,
to make it awkward.
that's it. So that's it then. If you come back the other way, that's fine then, yeah. So you did the
Yeah.
one from Ed.
Yeah, Ed's got a follow-up question, yeah?
Hi guys, question for Nathan. Oh yeah, follow-up question on SLT. You did that one, yeah?
No, I haven't
right.
done one. I don't know if you lot have, because I couldn't hear you because I was spraying, so...
Oh right, okay. So question on self-leveling thinners with Tamiya LP paints. Is there an advantage one way or the other to using Tamiya lacquer thinners and vice versa? To be honest with you, Tamiya is a little bit more expensive. It's £7.50 for 250ml, where I think it's a
Yeah.
tenner, isn't it, for 400ml. So we worked out it's a bit cheaper.
Yeah, it's about £10.80, I think, for levelling thinner. But
Yeah,
yeah, it
so
does work
it
out
works because obviously
cheaper.
that's 400ml, that's 250ml. So it works out better value for money to go with that. In testing, to be honest, the Mr. Hobby stuff works better with a greater variety of paints. So yeah, that's the thing with that one.
I've got to say, sorry, I've just gone back. You know, Ted, who's put the pictures up of the pubs from Germany. The first one is put with the green one with like the monument stuck in front there. That is fantastic. Whereabouts in Germany is that?
Look,
That looks real. Because obviously that's the one of the where you've been in Frankfurt. Did you say it was the square?
that looks like Frankfurt. Look at that church in the background. Don't recognise that one.
Wow, like fantastic.
The church in the background.
Are we going on a beer trip to Germany?
Same thing. I don't know. It could be 50
Oh,
years
God.
I went.
That's not going to
A
end
couple
well.
of
Is it?
steins, that's it.
Yeah. A couple, I won't take that many for me.
Give him half a baby sham. You have to carry him home.
It'll be potent stuff over there, isn't it? I'd be on the Jägermeister, wouldn't I? Jaeger bombs. Hey. Right then, Tom.
You'd be on the
Hi
bailers
guys.
as normal.
You what?
You'd be on the bailers as normal.
Probably end of the night. Got to, turn your stomach over with something, ain't you? Right, hi guys. Question for Tornado Nathan. I will be starting the Revel 132nd Tornado F2 ADV. Any tips in making it a great deal better than it is? Believe it or not, dry fitting everything does fit nicely, aftermarket, etc.
Yeah, that's an old kit, that one.
Yeah. And what's the grey colour?
The grey colour on
Olive. Olive
Twos.
grey, is it?
light aircraft going barley grey. It's an old kit. To be honest, just build it out of the box. Wouldn't do too much to it.
Yeah.
In that. You could invest a lot of time making it more accurate. I think I'd just build it out of the box. Maybe put a little bit of money into some ejector seats, possibly a bit of money into the resin engines, but with that aircraft, I wouldn't guarantee they'd fit because it is a bit. It's not 100%.
How old's that kit?
Oh, it's like 80s, but it's. Yeah. I think if you go online, there's a website with a. I'll put it in our chat. Is it on the forum, this question?
Yeah.
Right,
Well, it's in the the today's show questions, if you know what I mean. Live show questions.
there is an online build article of it somewhere where he's done a lot of work to make it more accurate. But if you're doing it as an F2, I'd just build it out of the box and work with what you've got. Just some general refinement and detail.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking at mine behind me. So I've got two of them. And the other thing that you could do, I think people have thought about it but never actually done it, is graft the F2 bits onto the newer IDS Tornado, but it just doesn't work without serious plastic hard surgery. I'd just build it as it is. Yeah, I don't know. It's not the best kit out there, unfortunately, but it's the only F2 you're going to get in 32 scale.
Yeah, it is, unless Italy follow up something, but I doubt it.
Hold my breath. It's easier to build that one than it was to get some resin conversion stuff. I've done the resin conversion, and that was just a horrendous experience.
Talking of Tornado F2s, we've got the Revell one back in stock.
Oh, the 48 one?
Yeah, shameless plug, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good kit. The 48 one's a lot better than the
Yes.
32 one, that's for sure.
And answering Simon's question, yeah, I'm doing it in 101 markings. So yes.
Why, you on chat?
Yeah, no, it's only on live chat.
And then Kevin's got a question. Hi guys, in the market for a new compressor, I know you recommend the Smart Spar Max, but my budget doesn't stretch that far. When the Procon comes back in stock at PM, I will get one. So compressor budget will be around 125 quid. Any ideas?
I don't know how much they cost these days.
I haven't got no
I haven't bought a
idea.
compressor in donkey's years.
No, I haven't. To be honest, it might be one to chuck on the forum. I bet the other guys might be able to help you with that one.
I was going to say, I'm just having a look
Like,
now.
I've got an 100-year-old one, and then Phil's cast off, so I'm in no position.
I've got a generic cheap one.
To be honest, I mean, even if you go down the cheapo one and it lasts you a couple of years, you can probably, I don't know. Sometimes it's just false economy because you're going to have to replace it because the bearings are going to go into it. That's the problem. Where obviously our old is Spar Max behind me.
Over 10 years now.
Yeah, and that Revo one I've got. Second hand, yeah, well, it looks second hand. It always, somebody put it up on the forum because somebody might have one that, for sale. You never know, do you?
Yeah, I'm just looking now because obviously the TC610H is 180 quid now.
Yeah.
So they used to be around about 140 quid.
Yeah.
So
Everything's gone up though.
everything has gone up. Yeah, I'm just looking around now. Sparmax do a load of them by the looks of it. Very nice splashy little things for around about 100 quid. Again, I don't know what they're like because they're in like a case these days, whereas it used to be quite a bare bones.
I don't think they have tanks though, do they?
Andy, you've gone quiet.
Mike's gone.
Does that sometimes,
I
Andy?
did it to us, yeah. To be honest with you, the thing is like with compressors, it's just that thing where sometimes it, if you're not going to be using it hours and hours and hours, the cheapy ones will last. Don't get us wrong. I know we knock the cheap and we always say if you can afford it, buy the better ones. But, like we always say, if you're going to have, a bit of equipment and you're thinking of a long-term investment, that's fine if you can afford it. But, obviously if you can just get yourself a cheap one just to get you going, as long as you're not running it for 6 hours a day, it'll probably be absolutely fine. It's only when you're, not being funny, my compressor's probably running, well, put it this way, the one that Matt's got, I used to do a lot more spraying then. That used to be on a good 2 or 3 hours every single day for 10 years. And it's been absolutely fine. I can't fault it at all. But other ones I'd had previous to that always used to last about a year. Then the bearings would usually go. They sound really noisy and clanky, and then eventually they just seize up, and that's it. But
see, I've got, if I can get it, I'll just switch cameras over. I've still got the first compressor I ever had, and it's one of those that runs continuously. But if you're just doing limited amount of spraying, it's not too painful. But I think this is a Sparmax, one of these things.
yeah,
It's not got a tank on it. I mean, it's as noisy as hell. But it's got a loose screw in it because I took the handle off. This is a Dinghua Company Limited from Taiwan.
and to be honest, Sparmax are in Taiwan, so chances are it's come out of the same factory anyway.
But that one still works. I just got rid of it because it makes a flipping racket. But if you can live with that,
Yeah.
These are cheap as chips, aren't they? These continue. These like it's got like a. Is it a baffle in it or something? That's not too bad. But like this, I've had this now for 2 decades.
I can't remember how much I paid for mine because I got one of those. Was it little cars do the package deals?
Yeah.
We used to do the package deals, so I got like the Evo and the compressor. I can't remember what I paid for it now.
Perhaps another approach to take is find a reputable company and see what their cheapest compressor is.
You can always try Machine Mart, something like that.
Yeah, go to Sparmax and see what their basic model is, and
Yeah.
see how you get on with that.
Or Tool Station. At the end of the day, compressor's a compressor, isn't it? Pumps air out and you can attach it.
So Andy, after keeping hold of yours now, for how long have you had it? Hello, mate.
Can you still hear me or not?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Is it right now, is it?
Why are you wet? Where have you been?
I've not done anything. Why is it alright now?
Don't know.
Yeah. It's
Alright, let's
it's
ask the
definitely-
question.
the new one
Has
I've
it
got is
been
definitely
worth
a
the
lot
money?
Is it worth the money now? If I was going to get one, if I was to buy brand new now, I'd just go for the Sparmax.
Yeah.
It's a lot better. It's much better value than the this quiet one. The quiet one is definitely quieter. Shell can't hear it downstairs at all.
Yeah.
Whereas the Sparmax, you can hear it downstairs. I know we joke about it on here that I think the microphones level the sound off, so it sounds the same no matter which one. But it's quieter. But I don't know if it's worth the extra money now. At the end of the day, you just want decent air coming through your airbrush, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Blimey. Ted's put one up on chat. On our thing. A California Air Tools ultra quiet compressor. It's 8 gallon, 1 horsepower, ultra quiet and oil free electric air compressor. Don't think we'll get them over here though.
I don't think Andy will get that under his bench.
Not a bad price though. Look, $161.
No.
Isn't it?
I've got a 24 litre one in the shed downstairs. Yeah.
You need to run a hose up.
Yeah, it's got a really long hose.
Get polypipe it up.
But my car's quieter than that is. So.
Anyway, make the most of Molly looking shaggy because, yes, she gets a shave on Monday, don't you? You're off to see your hairdresser. So finally, you'll get a shave. You'll be a lot
So
cooler
why can dogs get to hairdressers? We can't.
Fair play.
Because they don't carry
Apparently,
coronavirus, you just drop them off.
Yeah, dogs don't carry it. I'm sure they could, but I don't know. It works different for them, so you can go and get a shave. But it's the first time she's been able to since it. Well, she was actually in just before the lockdown.
Right.
And you're a bit shaggy now, aren't you? So I have to do a before and after photo because she's going to look like she's been sheared, literally.
Yeah.
Because you get a bit hot in this weather, don't you, when we're out and about?
It's horrible for a minute.
But it is.
Yes, but also we've had trouble with ticks. Because
Hey, Andy's having same trouble with his.
what, ticks?
You're gonna get Shell to do mine tomorrow. She changes the size, so I won't let her touch the top.
Why don't you let her touch the top? What can go wrong?
What can go wrong, Nathan?
Yeah, what can go wrong?
yeah, looking at Nathan.
Look at Nathan and John. What's go wrong?
Nathan was like me a fortnight ago.
See, and Nathan's is growing back perfectly well.
It is actually, yeah. I'm quite amazed how much it's grown back.
Don't take long, does it?
Molly, get out my empty lager can. Jesus, the dog's an alcoholic.
It's on the beer.
It is. He's trying to get the can out of the bin. So, yes, very good. Right, okay, shall we?
Got
What have
some
we
more
got?
questions, I think. Toby's got one.
Hold on, let me refresh.
I'll read it. What's the best way to mask delicate items such as exposed engines on aircraft? Currently debating wet kitchen towel so that tape won't pull off some of the smaller parts, but not sure about how to mask when the engine actually goes into the fuselage itself. Don't use blooming masking fluid.
No, yeah, don't.
Don't use
Not if you're using lacquers anyway.
Just don't use it full stop. Crap.
All I can think is stick with tape, but really, really de-tack it.
You can de-tack it, can't you?
Yeah.
You just put it on your palm like that. Just keep ripping it off. Do that 5 or 6 times, and it's barely tacky. That's what I'd do.
You can use glue tack and just lay it on and just push it in on the edges, rather than make sure you don't push it on the all, otherwise you'll never get it off small parts.
Again, it's one of those ones. Sometimes I just use this, which I've been using a lot. Use foam.
Yeah.
If it's going into like an engine hole, you can cut these somewhat in shape and do exactly what I've done on here. So that's why it's sticking out of everywhere. When it goes into paint, it'll get pushed in a little bit further in that, just so they're a little bit more flush. But as I say, we've done the Bombay and all the other ones, all the doors and everything. It's just held up with it, and it's just, you know, a medium density foam, and you can literally, it grips quite well as well if you pop it in.
I mean, the intakes and exhausts on this 262, I'll paint on the inside and then use foam to fill them in.
I think it's about the outside though, the actual, not the inside of them, the outside.
So I always try and work a way of building it without putting it on, which I couldn't do with this F16, so I've just put de-tacked masking tape on it.
Yeah.
It depends. If it's an engine and obviously it's got like the covers removed, you can sometimes just cover up around. It depends, you know, on the actual one.
Does it say what aircraft it is, Matt? Or...
No, it doesn't. No. If you could put up, Toby, what it is you're working on, and you know.
If you're doing something like a F101 where you've got like they go down the side of the fuselage as well, don't they? So you've got to mask them off. But like I said, if it's just like an engine exhaust, so you can like leave that off and put it on at the end of the build.
Also, sometimes like what I'll do is I'll paint that area roughly and then mask it over. So, and then you can come back and just touch in.
Yeah.
So, you know, that bit of thing's almost left off, and then put it all on afterwards.
Yeah, I always try and alter the build sequence to put an engine on last, but sometimes it's not possible, is it?
You know, like these ones here, I've got the decision. Obviously, the cowl flaps, it's a strange design because you have to put the cowl flaps on first. Sorry, you put the, get this around the right way. Yeah, the cowl flaps go on, and they only actually go on one way. And then you've actually got the engine slides over those, and then basically holds it all in. Get them like, pick it up in one. So it goes over the entire thing like that. And then you've got front that goes over. So I'm thinking, do I do that entire section afterwards? Or do I do it now and just mask the inside? But the thing is, you still need to paint the insides of this. You still need to paint the actual cowl flap backing for the engine mount area and stuff like that. So it's a case of which way do you do it. So what I'll probably end up doing is do the interior colour, put the engine on, and then do the interior colour inside the actual front area here, and then obviously it all goes in, and then just mask around it with it in there, probably with a bit of foam shoved in. But you could just paint it like that, paint them all as individuals, and then put them all in different sections. So then just come along and then say, right, that goes on, and then that goes on. But if you wanted to, you could mock these up without the engines in, blue tack them in place, so they're all painted and they're all exactly the same. Then take them off, then put the engines inside, then put them all back on. So it just depends on how easy it is to get in amongst things and take them on and off and stuff like that. If it's a complete ball ache, I'll just paint it all in place, and you just mask it up as best you can. As I say, the wet tissue is quite a clever one of doing. I used to do it as well. So use loo roll, not Bounty, because Bounty tends to hold its shape, but loo roll, it gets a bit mushy and it'll sit on there, and when it dries it holds its shape quite well. But even that, if you're worried about wiring and that can sometimes pull off as you're pulling it off as well.
Yeah.
So yes.
Well, Archie's got a question. My canopies are clean when I mask them, but after finishing a build and unmasking, there is always dust on the inside of them. How do I keep them clean?
Yeah, well, that's always your nightmare, isn't it? You unmask and you find out you've got dust on the inside or fogged it. So a lot of it is making sure you clean out before you go in. When I did the VC10, obviously it's a clear part. I'm not sure if it still have clear windows or I'm going to paint them. I'm not sure yet. But it's one of those ones where I was in there with an airbrush blowing it all out, so there was no particles could possibly get in anywhere. And also I sealed up the bulkhead with a bit of filler, so nothing in the back can come forward either. So that's like a sterile environment around the cockpit. Doesn't always work because obviously the B17 is open right the way through. So again, that's why I always use PVA glue. So if it does go wrong, I can take them out. So even if I have to pop in there with a blade, it's only PVA glue. The great thing is you can usually get the windows out without any damage at all. You can then scrape clean, literally with your nail, the old PVA glue off, clean out the inside, and then pop it back in. So,
Yeah.
My worst one I've done was my 189. Because I mean, the whole thing's literally a glass cockpit, and I put all the front end of the cockpit on. Then I needed to do some sanding, and I ended up getting tons of dust inside it. It was that bad. I filled the whole cockpit with water, shook it around and emptied. Remember that?
Yes.
Shook it around and emptied it out. And when it went to the what was the last show we went to? Nantwich, yeah. Somebody actually commented and says, "I wish my clear parts were that clear." I'm thinking, if only you bloody knew.
yeah.
They were hair dryers and all sorts, trying to get the water back out of it. Nightmare.
So
I
there
did
you
it
go.
before. Good.
Submerge your model in water. Put it in the dishwasher, it'll be fine.
Nightmare that was.
There's nothing worse though, let's be honest, when you do unmask it and there is
Something
dust or like you say, like fogging or something on your clear parts. It's just a nightmare.
Well, I think it was Phil, wasn't it, when he did his Puma. That must have been a nightmare unmasking that, and it was literally like a fog.
Yeah.
You're like, what do you do, you know? So again, he cut the
save
door off, got inside it and cleaned it out.
Good save that was.
It was a good
We've all
save.
been there, haven't we?
Yeah, it's all happened. My worst one was, actually, it's one of the worst kits I ever worked on as well, was the Collette Air E2 Hawkeye. So that's a vac form canopy because it's resin. And same thing, unmasked it and it looked like a snowstorm inside. And it's like, So, and that was it. I got no way of getting in there. And I've had to sand and fill the entire vac form canopy to get it on. So what I ended up doing was cutting around literally and in with a razor saw, cutting it off, cleaned it all out, got it all sorted, put it back in and had to do it all again. So PVA glued it in place, then again back in with a filler and then literally do it. But because it was a cag bird, it was supposed to be clean all over, no weathering. Normally I would have said I always had weathering, you know, but couldn't get away with that one, so I had to completely redo it, and that was a ball ache. It was like 3 days work just to do that. Not good.
Right, Michael's got a question. Another great show. On one of the videos showing the VC10 build, you showed using a deburring tool on the windows. What make of tool was it you were using?
It's the display, but it doesn't come with the thing, does it, Matt?
No. It's the carving that you've got. The carving bit. It's the carving bit that is. I think we looked up. It is. I can get you the part number because I've got it here.
Yes.
If I can see it. Bloody hell. TSO1.
So, hold on, I've got the box for the handle here. So, there you go, that's the one for this. This is called a, has it not got a part number like the others do?
Should have. That's just a handle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then you get the different ends.
Yeah, it's the TS1 is the carving knife, and then you've got the hook broaching one, and the push broaching one. But I don't know what the handle hasn't actually got a number for some reason.
Thought it would have. What's on the front at the bottom then?
They are nice, but they are really expensive.
Yeah, but it comes in a nice box. Oh, there you go. So it's an AT-TH. But yeah, be careful with it though. It's absolutely lethal. You can use it for cutting. So you can actually cut with it like that, because these blades are absolutely lethal.
They are short.
a PM getting those in, Matt?
Well, we've got the other version, which is, and we've got actually, well, something coming in from Germany, but this is, I've showed this loads of times, but Trumpeter do a carving tool, which is a copy of a Japanese tool from Mine-Shima. Pronounce it, is it, Nate?
I think so.
Well, this one's a Mine-Shima one, and the Trumpy one's exactly the same. And again, this is sharp, and it's a really good deburring tool. I quite like this. It's very comfortable. But let's just say there might be some others coming into the range.
Yeah, the range could be expanded.
Hey, where's this saw? What turned up yesterday?
I did show it on yesterday's show. Did you not watch? I even took him around the store and everything.
I was the only one that watched yesterday.
Oh yeah. Oh, thank you, John, for supporting me. The rest of them clearly didn't. So yes, what we've got down in here is a really expensive saw. How much is it?
It's not expensive. That's good value for money at 45 quid.
45 quid.
45 quid.
Jesus.
Well, it's a Japanese saw. It speaks for itself. How much did we pay for our saws from Thingy, Nath, about 5 years ago?
Quid.
How much?
20 or 30 quid, I would have thought, for those.
There, and that's an inflation from 5 years ago when we bought them.
Right, how much are the blades?
Yeah. I can't remember. I can't remember, mate, at all.
So anyway, I will do a review of it next week. I'll do a proper review.
It's got a safety bit on it as well. What more do you want?
Well, at that price, somebody to cut it for me. Where did
Well,
the
no,
batteries
23
go?
Wasn't it £23, something like that?
Well, the blades weren't cheap. It's not a cheap tool, to be honest.
It's not a cheap tool. We'll see how good it is.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
And whilst we're at it, just because obviously I don't know how many people actually watch yesterday's show, but also reviews for this week, because to be honest, this week is going to be a complete write-off for me. I can tell you that now, because I'm going to be making sanders and wash all week. So, but we've got the BF108. I'll get a review done of that this week.
Beautiful
You
looking
said
brain.
you couldn't remember what you sent me. Was it that?
Oh, it's Nathan's.
Oh, right.
Another one of mine goes to Devon.
Oh, right. So it's via Devon delivery. So that review of that one as well. Whose kit is that?
Rebels.
It is Rebel's own kit.
So,
Right.
hey, so really you can I mean, it's a Battle of Britain one, so it's a different version to the Zarevsky one, isn't it, Nave? Because that the A1 that's out on the market.
Yeah, you need an A1 for a Battle of Britain.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you can do a bit of a side-by-side comparison with the Zarevsky kit that we had in and sold.
Right, okay, cool.
But it's a different version.
Okay, we got the Mickey Mouse one.
That's
It's the
another
love
Nathan.
child between the one that John's building and a V1.
Yeah.
It is. It's like a manned flying
It's
bomb,
a
isn't it?
salamander mixed with a V1. So I like the way you can do it as the single engine version or the double.
Well, you know.
There you go. And I might be I'm thinking, right, I'm going to get rid of the Merc, because now if we're not going to do shows, I don't need to haul stock around. Does this mean I can have one of these?
What do you mean you're getting rid of the moat? What are you on about?
Well, I could sell the Merc, right, and then we could have one of these instead.
Get a small car.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wonder what you meant.
No, I
What,
could
a real
sell the
one?
Merc, and then I could have one of these instead.
Oh, you
Run
should
it
not.
comes in, see what she says.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she'll love it. She'll be fine.
She'll say something when you can't get the dogs in it.
Yeah, as well, to be honest, the dogs don't go in the Merc at the moment, and they've never been in it yet. So far, I've had it over a year almost, and I haven't had the dogs in it yet.
That's good stuff.
But I
How many
must admit
gallons
that,
a mile that does?
Who cares?
yeah, I don't care.
If you put-
If you
come on,
got
you
one
don't
of them,
leave
you
the
don't
house.
worry about fuel, do you?
Hey, you don't leave the house for weeks on end, so what difference does it make how much
true.
fuel
Yeah.
it takes?
Plus pays lots of Spencers.
Down the bottom of the road where you could
Yeah,
go.
I'll probably have to fuel up twice to come up to Doncaster and twice to come home in that.
Yeah, but you'd have fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
At the moment in the
Yeah.
Merc, I have to fuel up. I can't do a full run on it. I have to fuel up somewhere.
To be fair, I do when I come to you in the Beamer. Yeah, folks going a bit mental.
Right,
So-
okay, so here we go. This is Tom's 109. Look.
Oh, nice. Look at the ending of that.
Oh,
So,
is that? God,
personally, I think I would have put the engine in afterwards.
Yeah.
Leave the engine off.
Not much of the front of that aircraft left, is there?
No.
is that 48?
It looks like
Yeah, it
it.
looks
Yeah,
like 48 to
and take
me.
the Edard one with the
It's the other
Edard
one. I did.
brass in.
It's nice, that, isn't it?
Mm. So you could just wrap that up with some tape, and you might get the odd little bit of overspray on it, let's face it, but it's not a biggie to pop round and just repaint a few little pipes and stuff, and I've often done that, because I take it you've mounted the engine now. So I would literally just wrap it very lightly in like shrink wrap. Bit of, you know, the old cling film, wrap it round with that, and then these areas round in here, I just literally tuck some like Tamiya tape and then wrap that over. You know, not pushing it in, just laying it over it, and it'd be good enough to paint it. If you do get a little bit of overspray, and I often do, to be honest, I just pop round then and just dry brush in the pipes and the bits and pieces that got a bit of overspray on it. But the reality is, it probably would have had overspray anyway.
Chances
Probably.
are.
You know?
So it's an engine off though, that, isn't it? It's good.
Mm.
Good, that.
So yes, good old engine in that. Right, have we got any more questions? Looks like
I don't
that.
know. Just refreshing.
Just refreshing. What we got here? What is the best brand of fluorescent colours? And can you give a few tips on how to apply the protect against UV light?
Right, well, you just need the UV clear coat, don't you? The GX112
Yeah.
is the UV protected one if you're going to do that. Fluorescent colours. Oh, I tell you what, Vallejo do some fluorescent colours. I can't think of anybody else who does them. I think Attacker does some. Do Attacker do some fluorescent? They do orange, don't they?
Oh, Dayglow orange in there.
They glow orange, they do.
Do yellow as well, don't they?
Yes, I think they do. I don't know about any others. They must do them. I don't. Well, Guns and Tamiya definitely don't, do they?
I'm looking at guns now, and I can't see any from guns as in a specific range.
But I do know, like, Vallejo's got a set of fluorescent colours, if that, you know what I mean? A dedicated set.
Haven't MiG or AK just done something in that?
Could have. Phil will be looking through his catalogue.
Probably. Hold on, I'm just checking guns, see if there's a specific set, you know?
Just thinking.
Depends
Yeah, I
on what sort of which fluorescent you want. I mean, because like who's the one that do the car paints?
Zero.
Zero, they do the fluorescent colours, don't they?
Yeah.
Show actually. I've seen some sets. I'm thinking it was more of the Gundam sort of companies that were doing it.
Yeah, probably.
Set for Gundam. I was. It's weird. I was looking at that.
I bet it's that Gia Notes or something that you can get in Japan. Or Guy Notes, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah. But Vallejo definitely, Attacker definitely do fluorescent orange.
Yeah,
I'm sure they do yellow as well.
They do, I think they do. I can't think what it's called, but yeah. I like to say Vallejo definitely do a set of fluorescent colours.
Yes, I can't see anything from MiG. I'm going through those now.
Right, Vallejo have got mecha colour stuff. That might be something to look into. Gaia colours have got them as well. Yeah, that's that Gundam stuff, isn't it? You would literally want a paint that glows in the dark. Is that what we mean by fluorescent rather than...
Yeah, don't know.
Does it want glow in the dark, or is it just one bright?
I think it means fluorescent as in, yeah.
That they glow oranges and...
Just to answer Michael, yes it is. It is the Trumpeter high quality scraper. That's what it is. Well, it's just, yeah.
Because Attacker do C1 at 5 luminous yellow.
Yeah, Vallejo have got a couple of fluorescent paints in there, like game colour ranges.
Yeah, and C194 luminous orange.
Yeah, just looking. Yeah, Vallejo Mecha colour. They do
Like the day.
Yellow fluorescent, orange fluorescent, magenta fluorescent, green fluorescent.
It's all starting to remind me of the inside of the Hacienda nightclub looking at these colours. Yeah.
Abe says, was that Createx does some awesome colours.
Yeah, great text, yeah.
Gravity
Sean says
paints.
More. Come on.
Chances Green Stuff will do a set of fluorescent paints.
Definitely out there, aren't they? Scott's put a question up, Phil. Have you read it?
Hi guys, on the topic of Pledge Clear, I have a second-hand Corgi F4 Phantom where the cockpit is almost fully fogged up. When I got it out of the box, do you think dipping it in clear will restore? I'm not sure what would have caused the fogging, other than perhaps being left in the sun by the previous owner. Well, yeah, could destroy, you know, but that, I think if it's fogged like that, the chances are it's probably had it, because it'll be microscopic cracks inside it if the ultraviolet's properly penetrated it. You know, you might be that thing. Do you remember, don't do it so much now, but the old car headlights when the first clear ones came out, used to be out there with toothpaste and a sponge and, you know, trying to get them back and stuff. But yeah, I think it's probably done something like that. It's very hard to get it back from that. I don't think, honestly, dipping it will do it. The only thing really dipping does is give it a fresh coat, which makes the clarity look better. You know, so that's the only trouble. If it's fogged, I won't think you'll get that back, to be honest.
I had to do it on one of my car headlights before its MOT last year. And I called Matt to see if he'd still got his polisher.
Yeah, get a DA on it.
And I ended up buying a polisher off Amazon and using Tamiya polishing compound to do it.
Yeah.
Expensive way of doing it. It's just put at the bottom. I don't know if you read it. I'm a little sceptical about going in with sanding, buffing sticks. I've already tried some basic cleaning products to no avail. So to me, that sounds like.
Honestly, Scott, I think that's probably gone beyond it. Don't forget, if you have got, Andy, one of our, wherever I've got one, which I haven't, I have, one of them, that's what they're designed for doing. Because these ones actually are an industrial one, which they have them on a pad that's bigger, and they use it on aircraft. And it's for polishing windows on aircraft, basically. That's why it releases the compound, which may be available the end of next month, maybe.
I was going to say, it's a shame you don't do them anymore.
Well, the thing is, it could be coming back, but at the moment, a priority is to get the stuff we haven't got in stock back in stock quickly. So yes, it will be back. Yeah, you're saying there the airbrushing paint, Phil, I've had 0 paints. They're really bad, barely fluorescent, and a weird colour.
Oh. Guess what we've missed out on?
What?
A conversion for making a Phantom prototype.
Oh, I've seen that into an H, yeah?
A Brigade.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I did see that earlier. Not that I'd want to do one.
Why? It's got that big pointy unicorn.
Yeah, well, it looks like
it
it hasn't got a cockpit on it. It's like one of the interceptors from Thunderbirds or whatever it is.
It does. It looks like an angel. Is it a single seat?
An angel interceptor. I know the one you mean. Hold on, I'll bring it up.
Is that single seat or 2 seat?
It was a 2-seat, I do remember.
Oh, still, because the cockpit looks bizarre, doesn't it?
Mm.
The rest of it looks like a Phantom, though. Kind of.
Yeah, it's the cockpit areas looks well.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. Visibility for dogfighting out of that thing's terrible.
Yes, it was the prototype Phantom, where it all began.
Yeah, it's a pitot tube and a half, isn't it? Perhaps it's for jousting instead of dogfighting.
Yeah, that's it. It used to pop up the enemy aircraft's bum and shove that up. It was picking up MiGs like a kebab, you know.
Yeah.
You would have MiG-17.
Yeah, that's it. Simon says, when he was based at Bryce, Norton, back in the day, my accommodation block was close to the runways. Used to hear the VC-10s roaring down the runways, deafening but impressive. See, the good old days.
Why would you put an accommodation block next to a blooming runway? It's a sick sense of humour in that somewhere.
A bit difficult at an RF base, though, isn't it, to put it anywhere else?
Yeah, they're all saying apparently flow orange from Zero is garbage as well. Fluorescent orange, no real effect. Let's see.
Flow quill.
That just sounds like a nightmare colour to work with, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Fluorescent.
As long as you've got a white base down, normally it's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've definitely got to have the white base, or you're just not going to get the fluorescent look. So, yeah.
Very good. Right, are we sort of done then this evening, chaps? Or
Yeah, I think we are. Yes. Oh, hold on. Yeah, no. Yeah, no.
any
It's
more
all right.
for any more? Bring
Yeah,
out
no,
your
it's
dead.
Jeff just put, have you tried the Flory sanding sticks on 1-to-1 car headlights? They work really well.
Yeah, no, I have. Yeah,
Yeah.
because to be honest, that's what they were designed for. That's what they are. They're polishers like that.
Cool.
So,
So, yes,
very
we're
good.
all done.
Cool.
Oh.
So, plan of action is to say Monday next week I'm going to be a little bit all over the place, but Monday will be the next part of the VC10 will be up there, which covers the wings, working on the wings, sanding the wings, using a lot of, talking to scrapers and stuff, using a lot of scrapers, to be honest. I've done like a mini tutorial. If you saw Friday's, you'll know that's all about sanding. This one is about profiling wings and getting the roundy bits and trailing edges and stuff like that all sorted. So that'll be up with you on Monday. And then obviously next week they'll be into this into a big way as well. So the plan of action really is to get this primed and painted so that can have a couple of days to dry and sit, as well as obviously getting that thing a bit further along. But as we all know, that was going to take a little bit longer. But next week I will be doing sanders. I've got to package sanders and washes and get them in soak and everything else. But I will get a couple of the reviews done as well. We'll be looking at a saw, and then obviously we've got obviously Tuesday be with you live, and then Wednesday with Matt will be live, and then on Thursday night
We'll be live.
and then Friday catch-up show, and then we'll be back here again next Saturday live. So yes, making our way along. So look, it's like we're never away. It's fine.
Okay, back to normal.
That's it. It's like being back doing the COVID works. But yeah, so it might be a little bit up in the air and all the rest of it, as I say, because I've got all these bloody sanders. Yeah, to be honest, we've got 85,000 sanders coming in tomorrow on Monday, and then hopefully we've got the rest of the order, because that's only a bit of it, coming through on the other one. So I think we've got 120,000 sanders due in at the end of the month as well. Not to mention I've got 4,000 bottles turning up next week, and your twisty tops for people who want to use the squirty ones we're on about, like Matt uses. So they'll be in as well, hopefully as well. So we're making our way through. So lots of stuff. So nobody can come down here because the spare room's going to be full of stock. You'll be crawling over it.
Are we not in your bubble?
You can't get in my bubble, no. But my mother's not even in the bubble. So yes, very good. But no, thank you very much, and thank you to John as well.
No problem. Nice to be here again.
Thank you. Look, we'll do a run round. Look, Nath. Nath's looking very
Hello.
clear now, isn't he? And to Matt, sorry, Andy. And
Sandy.
then up to Matt. We'll be carrying on with the building and everything else like that. So yes, very good. So till Monday, everybody, happy modelling. Take care. We'll see you all very, very soon. Good night and goodbye. Bye.
Bye.
That's it. Wave,
See
people.
ya.
Wave.